I've been perplexed for years, and I kind of go in these cycles of like, well, what do we what should I focus on now? Should I do this or should I do that? Just focus on this. No more past lives, blah 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 blah. And I have these thoughts that have arose in me like with my work and I always come back to the same answer.
Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, to create massive awakened impact for millions of souls around the planet, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. Welcome to the Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. I'm so grateful to be with you. We have another amazing guest. This one is going to help to really help you with your real honest awakening. What is it really? What is this awakening thing? Get past the myths, the lies, the inconvenient truths, maybe, I don't know, like and the convenient truths, as well. So we're going to get into the depth of really what awakening is what I'm sensing with my guest today. And she's been, again, 30 plus years is the big thing to keep hitting, is 30 plus years, and she has clients that have been with her for 30 plus years. So now that's got to tell you some good's going on, and I had another client recently, clients, people I connect with are really good. So she had a nearly 90% return rate or whatever from people coming back. And it goes to show, guys, do good work. It's one of the best marketing tools in the world. Just do good work. Not only your current clients will keep coming back, but also you'll continue to have them, referring people to if you do things right. So it's my business tip to start off our show today. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to getting deeper into this awakening conversation and how you help as a quantum healer and so much more. Ambujam, I'm just so grateful you're here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so looking forward to this discussion and playing spiritual tennis back and forth, right?
I love tennis. You picked up that, right? You must have picked up on it, right? I'm a
Out of
tennis
all the
enthusiast.
metaphors in the world, that was the one.
Like, sure, I'm ready to play. I love tennis. So that's cool. And yeah, I mean, now you used that term, real honest awakening, and when we pre-met, and that's one of the things that got my attention. You also say you work with totally committed spiritual badasses. All right, so so I'm looking forward to learning about what that's all about because. I mean, there is a lot of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of ideas about what awakening is, even amongst spiritual teachers. It's not just everybody's just doesn't understand what the teachers are saying. Like they literally have different ways of describing it, what it is, and we're going to ascend. We're going to leave the body behind, any day now. And that's
Any day
the
now.
awakening for some.
Yeah.
Others are it's like we got to get deeper in the body. We got to get really connected, and so it's all these different ideas. And once you're in no mind and you're just no thoughts, no mind at all, and it could get done with that mind already. And so there's all these intense ideas sometimes about awakening. So I'd love to hear, just I know it's hard to put in one definition to start off the show, but what is this real honest awakening that you talk about?
Well, I like to super simplify things. Yeah, and everything that you just talked about creates like this spiritual FOMO, right?
Yeah,
Missing out,
yeah,
missing out. I'm not
yeah.
there yet. I'm not there yet. And that's
Great.
just another part of suffering. But, and the only, I'll just start actually, the only way that we actually know what true awakening is, no matter what somebody says, is by our own direct experience, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to super simplify what awakening is to me of how I see it happening in people. So if you envision your body in front of you and you can see all this energy running around, thoughts and emotions and inner child experiences, and it's just all buoyant and running around in there. We believe we are all of that energy that's running around, right? We just believe it. We never questioned it. We made choices from it. We created a whole life from it. Then one day, in that person in front of you. This light in the heart, this pure energy, pure essence of light comes through all of that and it goes poof, and now it's out. And it's surrounded by the history in the body. That pure light is the quote awakening, is the truth of the person coming forward and surfacing. What happens over time is that light of the truth of who someone is gets bigger and 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 bigger. And all that stuff in the person's body starts to purify, simplify, reconcile, end, heal. And it's what's different about the path of awakening is it's no longer just about healing. It's about every single thing that you have ever been in any lifetime since incarnation number one that is significant to you being who you are in this life is purifying, simplifying, reconciling, ending. So the light doesn't shy away, the light doesn't avoid, the light doesn't deny anything. And it just starts, the light just starts being shown on all of this energy that was just in this habit of this is me, and this is me, and this is me, and this is me. And that light just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And for each one of us, we are then called, motivated, whether we want to or not, whether we like it or not, to start being aware and conscious of our experience of what's coming up in us. Who am I if I'm not who I thought I was, you know? So energetically, that is the most simplest description of awakening because it's not really, quote, spiritual, we could say. It's just what we really are is now surfaced energetically. It was always behind there. And now it's, it's out. So when awakening first happened for me, I had this image pretty soon after of me as a purple person. And I really believed I was a purple person. I didn't question it. I just thought I was. And I went out and I created purple friends and a purple life and a purple car and a purple house because I'm a purple person. And then all of a sudden, without any effort from me or trying, I'm now a yellow person. What? What do you mean? I thought I was purple. What do you mean I'm just this light? What do you mean I'm that which I can't even describe to myself? What the F is going on? What's happening to me, right? So the rest of my life is then spent realizing I'm not this purple person, but I played a really good purple person for a really long time, you know? And now I have to recognize, well, what is this yellow energy? What is this light? What is this? What is this? And the honest part of this path is how real we are constantly up against what is purifying 24/7. And that's real. Like, this is it, you guys. This is the path. We have moments of bliss or, ah, but those are come and go. They don't stay. And we all have to know thyself, spend time in that self to really know, well, who am I now? What life does this light have to live now? Because it has nothing to do with me anymore, nothing to do with what I thought I was. Well, then what, right? So we're all figuring it out. So it's not this like pie in the sky thing. It's not fireworks. It's not this unattainable, special thing. It's just what it is. Then we have all the energetics that's happening year after year after year after year, and activations that come into the planet, all the things that then activate this deeper truth of us to come forward even faster, deeper, wider. And that's what's going on. Nice and simple. And we all have the fancy words, gateways and da 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 da. And
Portals or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, there's all kinds of words, but I keep seeing at the end of the day, no matter how new what we're talking about is, at the end of the day, we're awakening to who and what we really are and embodying that in our human body. The end. It's pretty simple, you know,
Hmm.
and how we can spiritually love to go down the road of the spiritual maze of
Hmm.
what's happening and labels and da 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 da. And
Hmm.
I just want to say too, and this is what we were talking about earlier, the more we're on this path, what starts to happen in us is because this light gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Its energy, we start to live more from there because we can't help it. And because that truth is what it is, our our desire for drama and all the things that we used to do just starts naturally falling away and going away. We just don't want to, you know. And everybody's lives change drastically because we created a purple life. It all has to complete, end, align, become one with this, you know, life in us now. So it's my answer.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's wonderful. I mean, yeah, it's definitely we definitely accumulate, right? Like it's just so interesting as an energy scanner too. I see all
Mm,
to start to tune. I mean, all the lifetimes I say, but like, yeah, sort of, right? I tune in to people. I see all these things from their past lives, and and then here they are in this life, and then in this life, and you picked up this conditioning in this life, and but a lot of that's informed because your past lives are happening in your past
mm-hmm.
lives, and now it's in this life, and well, you were more spiritually awakened like 100 lifetimes ago, and now you're deluded, and that's pretty interesting too.
Well,
Everybody
and
thinks it's like a linear
that's
path or something in some sort of way on everything, right? And it's
yeah.
totally not about that at all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the things I think that's so erroneous. It's like you could have been really close to full enlightenment, so to speak, whatever that is, but like, and then all of a sudden, like, you're like a psycho killer the next life. Like those things happen. Like I could tell you from looking at people's energy. Like
Mm-hmm.
so, so yeah, you never know. Like this idea, like I'm gonna get there and all that stuff. I think it's always one of the biggest traps, right? Like this
Yeah.
idea I'm going to get there, and like it's here already,
There
guys. I mean, like
there
it's
is
always
no
here
there.
now, right? I mean, like I think that's one of the biggest things, and that's what
Mm-hmm.
helps to shift the identity, right? Is like just that we get more and more connected with the truth that's already here. That's why I would say stop seeking, right? That's all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I see in it. I mean, the awakened presence is here always. I mean, and then yeah, we get to experience more vibrancy in our energy, and that gets to solidify, shift, expand, whatever, all deepen, ground, whatever, all the different things. But the presence itself has never changed. It's just our
Mm-hmm.
connection and our experience of it may shift, right?
Yeah, like how we experience it shifts,
Yes.
but the truth of us in and of itself is always the same,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like what you just said about the past lives and all of that. It's like it's so paradoxical because we are this human being and our energy, our consciousness in us has incarnated all these lifetimes, and then here we are and we have a history in us. We have a childhood, we have a history in us. That's true. And
Mhm.
all of that is creating us to find who we are, embody who we are, and empower ourselves through all of that. And at the same
Mhm.
exact time, there's just this light. We're not that either. And it's like, like, and I've been perplexed for years. And I kind of go in these cycles of like, well, what do we what should I focus on now? Should I do this or should I do that? Just focus on this, no more past lives, blah 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 blah. And I have these thoughts that have arose in me like with my work, and I always come back to the same answer, which is that's my purple self trying to figure it out again because it has ideas of what I should be doing, what I should be focusing on. And because it has these ideas of, well, if you just focus on this present moment and that's all there is, truly, all that goes away. So we shouldn't focus on that anymore. And I'm like, yeah, but that's just my purple self.
Hmm.
How I need to work, how the work comes through, and what we need to focus on is up to the person in front of me. And so sometimes all we focus on is that light because that's what they need in the moment. Sometimes as we focus on this light, then this very significant past life stuff comes up that they're still very identified in, that it's affecting them embodying the light. We need to talk about that, right? And it's like the
Hmm.
more I just get out of my own freaking way and be like,
Hmm.
well, when my gifts turned on, I didn't control that. And if something's supposed to shift, it'll do it by itself. My purple self will never figure it out. And it's just this conundrum, that maybe happens like, I don't know, every 2 years or something. A question will arise in me like,
Right.
what am I doing? Who
Right.
am I? What am I doing? And so it's so real how this past life stuff flavors our experience right now and what we believe and how we perceive. And yet, all we have to keep doing is bringing our awareness back to no more purple. Purple's here, but it's not me. And I
Hmm.
and I feel like right now, like some of the information is like awakening isn't a straight line. It's like the line, let's say, goes up, 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 up of consciousness, but how we go through it is waves like this, right?
Right. Hmm.
And sometimes we have to go to the past life stuff because it's very relevant, and sometimes we don't, and we just stay in that quote higher energy in us. And
Hmm.
yeah, I think like the teaching right now that I'm feeling as I'm saying all this is like, it's not for us to create a story or judge it. It's just what it is, right? And we do that
Hmm.
inside of ourselves all the time. And
Right.
yeah, I think the second we start going in our minds to even think about it, that's the clue, right?
Yeah, and I think with the past life stuff, yeah, I'm all for everything. Like I like that diving into the and all that
Mm-hmm.
stuff. I think it's really a cool approach. But there's some teachers, yeah, no past lives. That's all just illusion anyway. So why even focus on it? Why even mess around with that nonsense? And all we have to do is be present here, and let's do a 30-day meditation or whatever, whatever it is. This
Right.
disappearance of the self will happen in the process, and you won't have to worry about your past lives because you'll just be in the now,
Mm-hmm.
and all that sort of thing. I think I just think like all these different paths are valid, and there's no one right path.
Mm-hmm.
That crazy part, the unenlightened mind, it's like it must be just one true path and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And no, there's
Mm-hmm.
many paths to the so-called one, right? Like there's many paths to the so-called one. That's what I love that I know you talk about, which is the humanness is in part one of the things the humanist does is try to figure it out, right? Because we think we're supposed to get it right, yeah. And so it's trying to do that. But you
Mm-hmm.
talk about embracing that humanness rather than some
Getting rid
teachers,
of
they'll be
it.
like, no, we're going to get that out of you. Yeah. Like I always think about the ones with the big sticks or whatever, like out in Asia or whatever. Like, okay, you move 1 inch, I'll kick your ass. Like, stay still. And that's their teaching, right? But you move. You're gonna get a big penalty for that. But but I don't make that path wrong either. Like, I mean, some people say that's
Mm-hmm.
abusive, that's horrible. I don't know. I mean, probably just people think it was the best thing that ever happened to them, right? So, I don't really necessarily depends, I suppose, but if
Mm-hmm.
I really would say it's a wrong path, it's just all these different doorways. Of course, we have so many doorways we could go through, right? I
Yeah, and
mean,
I
it
think
all serves us, right?
the authenticness is staying true. Like, let's say if my purple self was like, I should be like a Zen teacher, never mind all this other thing. I should be a Zen teacher and I'm going to start throwing people out the window,
Right.
right? Okay, that's not going to work out well because it's my idea of how I should work, who I should work with, it's so uh it's like a fine line between my idea of who I should be and what I should be doing versus here's what I should be doing. This is just what's coming through, you know. And over the years, it's my clients that create really what I do. It's like this partnership. And it's fascinating. Like when my work has shifted, I'll be like, whoa, got to do this now. And then I'll put an email and people were like, oh my God, I was totally feeling that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're obviously really good at tuning in, like, see, again, you didn't know with the tennis, but you did, some part of you was picking
Mhm.
up on that. Oh, he likes to play tennis. Sure. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Like I had no idea. Like, you know, it's what's interesting about the work. Like I remember working with this person years and years and years and years and years ago, because 99% of quote being a healer, how I experience it, is trusting your information. It's trusting yourself, right? So when I first started doing my work, I had to learn, ooh, there's this truth vibration. I have never felt this before. And it seems to be true, even though my mind would be like, don't say that. And there's that vibe. It's very specific. And so when I was first starting, I was doing a reading for this person and I kept seeing all these strawberries come, strawberry patch. And I'm like, I'm not saying that, but I did. And I was like, so these strawberries keep coming, even though my mind is like, what? That makes no sense. But I could feel that truth energy. And I
Mm-hmm.
said, and they really want to heal you. And she goes, oh my God, I have this strawberry garden that I love going out to and just like being in it. And I'm like,
Perfect.
learning how to trust.
Yeah, totally. I
Yeah.
had an experience like that today it's funny because one of the things that happened for me, and I'm pretty pretty much just lay it out there, some of the
Mm.
all these different things that come up for me on this show, and sometimes people are surprised I'm willing to share some of it, but I'm just, I want to be real, with people.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but for me, there was a time when like I get these, because you all of a sudden you start getting an idea that drops in and it's clear and it feels like there's something to it. And a lot of us, what we do is we're like, that's so ridiculous. I don't know. This is like Scrooge says, that's an undigested potato, whatever, like it's nothing, no, it's nothing even to pay attention. That's such a ridiculous idea. Like, forget about it, right? So it could be an idea for
Mm-hmm.
for whatever. For me, a lot of times it can be for business, it could be for other things too. But I'm just like, oh, that's ridiculous. No, we're not going to go with that. What? Spend another half an hour doing that today? No, I'm not going to do that. But it just dropped in, right? But then
Mm-hmm.
my mind overrides it, right? No, that's ridiculous. But there was a time in my life when I was constantly listening to that much more closely and fully. That's why I say, like, it's not a straight line. Like, I was listening very
Mm-hmm.
closely to those signals. Then I judged where my life was, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm looking at my business. I'm like, okay, it's really good, but like, come on, it should be better. And then I'm like, okay, let me get in my head and really figure this thing. That's like started to like in part, of course, like it was still listening to guidance, but like I started intermixing this loud
Mm-hmm.
mental mind more, right? And
Mm-hmm.
opinions and logic and everything. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna get smart like other people do that do, or really climb their impact and their,
Mm-hmm.
and so I
Mm-hmm.
started thinking of those ways, and then it's like did just the opposite. It started cutting everything down,
Oh,
and so
interesting. Yeah.
I started realizing, oh, it took me a long time, but it's like, oh, that wasn't it. That wasn't the issue,
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm starting to realize what the issues were, and now those things are getting remedied. But it's like, oh, okay, yeah, but it's like we're just trying to figure stuff out in a sense, right?
Yeah, and that's what I was
Like
saying.
how does
Like
this work? Yeah,
you had to walk through it to know, oh, that didn't
yeah,
work, right? Like, how do
right,
we know what awakening really is?
right,
Because we're in it right now, and like,
yeah.
this is it.
But it
Yeah.
reminded me of what awakening is, like this idea that came in today, for example, getting back to that, I was like,
Mm.
well, I could add that into that program I'm going to offer and whatnot, but that's so, oh, that's ridiculous. All because, like, a minute, the logic wanted to just kick it out right away, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I want to do that. Maybe that's the only reason it
Mhm.
needs to be in that program. Like I've done things in the past, like, do I have to have all these justifications and reasons why it would be in? Oh, it's
Mhm.
ridiculous. It's like, if you want to do it, and make it make sense, so to speak, right? Let it make
Mm.
sense.
Let it make sense.
So to me, that's all
Mm.
part of an awakened maybe mind or whatever, but like,
Mhm.
working with that awakened mind instead of the mind, it's like splitting everything up, calculating, over calculating.
Yeah, and it's so normal. And I
Hmm.
think like the mind gets really strong at times and then it doesn't again. And then it gets really strong at times and then it doesn't again. And like you
Right.
said, like you weren't second guessing like that before. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden that wave is up, right?
Hmm.
It's fascinating. Can I share a quick little story that I think will help everybody
100%. Yeah.
about this that we're talking about trusting yourself? So when
Hmm.
my gifts first turned on 30 years ago in San Francisco, I was waitressing and wanted to practice what was happening to me. And so I had these like 1 minute moments with everybody I was waitressing with in the back as we're pouring water or whatever. I'm like, can I give you a reading? Can I give you a reading? Can I? So this one guy, I, as I'm talking with him about this inner child stuff, all of a sudden this pink bunny rabbit came out next to him, waving at me like this. And I'm like, pink bunny rabbit? I'm not saying that. He's a dude. Why would he have a pink bunny rabbit? Like I started to go in my mind about the pink bunny rabbit. And I chose not to say it because I didn't know my work yet. So I'm like, I'm not saying that. I don't know what that is. So at the end, I was like, my reading was over with him, I was like, so how was that? And he goes, well, from everything that you were telling me and how you're seeing my life, I'm really surprised you didn't see the one thing that was so important to me when I was a kid. And I was like, what? And he goes, it was this pink bunny rabbit. I was like, and I'm
Yeah.
so grateful. That was like reading number 3 for me that I learned way early on.
Yeah.
My job is to say everything. Like,
Right. Right.
whether I'm right or wrong, who friggin' cares? It's not
Right.
about me being comfortable with what I'm sharing. It's about me sharing what's in front of me because
Right.
it's there to share, right? And it's like
Exactly.
we have to trust ourselves. That's always on deck, but more than ever now, because things are more subtler than ever in us because of the energy and the speed of our
Hmm.
consciousness and our awakening and just the subtleties of I'm actually not on a whole deeper level now, even though it's kind of the same level. Like you're either your ego quote or you're not quote. You can't kind of be. So it's always
Hmm.
the same. Like, oh, I'm not the purple self.
Hmm.
In the beginning, it was way easier for me to see that. But now the subtlety of the purple self is so like it's subtle, but it's not. But it's the only way I know how to describe it. Of like,
Hmm.
oh my god, that's not me. Oh my god, that's not me either.
Right.
Oh, that's not me either. Wait, oh yeah, yeah. You
Right,
know,
right. No,
it's
I know
just
what you
like
mean. Like when you first start awakening, it's like you have this big clarity moments of like, oh my God, I'm not that, and like it's all new. It's like, holy cow, like I'm really awakened. Oh my God, I got it. And then it's like,
it all
yeah,
floods
but
back
then
in. Yeah.
right, right. Maybe you are this.
And it's so normal to
Yeah.
have that expansion and then a contraction again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, totally. It is. It's ebb and flow, right? I mean, so yeah, it's really interesting that I think it's really interesting that we judge it all. I always say that's what we suffer from. It's not any of
Yeah.
the other stuff. It's the judgments around it. And so yeah, if we weren't to judge it, it's just like that alone is the awakening too. I mean, like
Yep.
just the release the judgment. I mean, that's all part of the awakening. It's like, and then people can always talk about all the other stuff. Well, you are you living in Satori all day, whatever. I don't know, like you live in these waking high vibration. You feel like you're a pillar of light and bliss all day long. But I think like again, embracing the humanity aspect you
Hmm.
know, most of us are never going to experience that for the rest of our lives. Okay, maybe some do, but I just don't believe most people that say like that's how they're living their lives and that it lasted for like 20 years or something. And
Hmm.
maybe it lasts a year or two. I can see that. But like I don't see it lasting much more than that for most people in this world that we live in these days, especially like
Well, and like every single person, what I see in people is they all have their own. This is that paradox again. Like the pure self, let's say, is the same in all of us.
Mhm.
And yet the incarnated person, my human self, your human self, we all have different experiences of what this life is for us to embody that, right?
Mhm.
Like an example is this client of mine had her awakening And every time I would do a session for her, her path was like this cosmic, I don't even know how to describe it. It's cosmic energy was so loud in her. And that
Mm-hmm.
for her and her healing and her path, that was her embodiment to like really feel these different levels of consciousness that she's connected to. For someone else, their deepest, darkest thing was coming up over and over and over. And that's what their path was to do with their
Right.
awakening, right? And it's like, wow, it's so different because, and this is where the past life thing for me is very real of like, we've had a soul history of experiencing all these things and the giving our power away. We've all done it. Like we're waking up out of this, right? All of us have given our power away over and over and over. And that is like this theme that no matter what we work with people, like it just is this foundation of like, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm trusting myself. I'm not giving my energy to you anymore. It's not going to do it. And it's so sacredly subtle in the person, in the past energy, in the soul history, that that is still very real of how we are embodying our light, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it's to me, my experience is the past life stuff is very real. It's very here in my body. It's my patterns, it's my behaviors, it's how I perceive life and the world and others through my lens of past life history. That shit's fucking real, man. Sorry, can I swear?
Mhm. Yeah.
Sorry.
So it's definitely real. I mean, again, when you got kids coming into the world, they remember their past lives right away. I mean, and it can be verified. Now people have to start taking more notice. Like, oh, come on, that's not you weren't. How could thousands or millions of people be Cleopatra in the past life?
Mhm.
Well, maybe there's a way that can happen, like like a lot of people don't realize like it's all possible. We're infinite
It's all
streams and
possible. Yeah.
timelines, and if you want to really get cosmic on this thing, right? But yet, when you tune in to somebody like, you take 10 competent good readers, right? They
Mhm.
all see similar things often. They might pick out different
Mhm.
things too, but like they see like, yeah, you're the 10th one to tell me I had that past life, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
That how could that be coincidence, right? Like, and very
Mhm.
specific information too. It's not always just so general. You were a witch. Well, okay, we say that stuff a lot,
Yeah.
right? But like, how about you? Yeah, you were like, there you are, and you're in Lemuria, and you were at the
Mhm.
temple, and then this happened. Okay, not
Yeah,
everybody
and that
would, like
yeah, and
everybody's
like
getting that same message. Come on, I
yeah,
mean,
and that and then that flavors our experience in this moment. Oh, if I was in Lemuria in a temple and then it blew up, well, what's
right,
happening in the life right now is triggering this past life experience for me, and I'm freaked out in a way
right,
larger way than I actually should be freaked
yeah,
out, let's say, right?
yeah. We're all going down again. Here goes again. That's the pattern with those ones.
Well, and
Yeah,
the souls that are here in this world, in this earth, I don't want to say everyone, but to a large degree, we've had we're doing it again. Like we've all had this experience before in
yeah,
different ways, and
yeah,
here we are again, and we're doing it again. And it's like a necklace with a pearl necklace, and each pearl is these lifetimes that we've all done this before, and it's like next pearl, what will happen is very in the moment, you know, and it's just very powerful.
hmm,
And like you
yeah,
said, like, well, how can there be 500 people that was Cleopatra? Well,
yeah,
maybe there was.
right.
Like we don't know. You know
Yeah,
what
we
I
don't know
mean?
how it works, how the soul might fragment out and go out, have
Mhm.
all different experiences that same soul. We Is that possible? Of course it is, right? Anything's possible. All these things are possible. I mean, if you're talking about infinite power, infinite expression, infinite everything,
Mhm.
everything's possible then, right? So our
And
thing
it's such a
is to,
relief. Like when you
yeah,
say that, I feel relieved. I'm like,
mm,
well, if everything's possible, then I don't have to worry about it anymore.
right.
right? Like,
Because the Lemuria you saw that got destroyed or blew up or whatever, there was another one that didn't, right? Like that's how I see
mhm,
it. Like there was another one that continued.
mhm,
Like that's how I see these things. So it's total freedom when you start realizing
mhm.
all the realities are happening. They're already happened. There is no time, right? Like it's very liberating. Yeah, but and we still have an experience that we're
And
having at the same time of oh my God, this or that, right? At
yeah.
the same time. So
Well, and that's what's interesting, like doing readings for people or working with people is like I'm very aware that there are a gazillion perspectives on something, and I'm
hmm
being shown one. And I know it's not the end all be all. And it's like everybody to me is like a multifaceted diamond. And when you put the diamond on like a wooden thing and you slowly turn it and the light is focused on the
hmm
diamond, it depends where someone's at when they're asking a question or we're looking at something. What facet is here, you know?
hmm
And
hmm
it just brings me back to you guys just really trust yourselves of what feels so true for you without the words or without an explanation. Like you just know without a doubt, truly, like energetically, you know, this is really, really true for you,
hmm
whatever it is. And it's like the other thing that spirit, my team, I call them spirit, that works with me, they've been like reinforcing, I guess I could use that word recently about every single thing that you are going through is it. It is for you. It is sacred. It's not something to be fixed. It's like a perspective. Oh, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't have to heal myself to be better. I'm actually living this life and I'm evolving moment by moment and whatever's in front of me and shifting situationally or personally or whatever it is, dog, cat, tree, situation, internal, it is all, there's a reason for it. And it's continuation from the past that's happening in me now. Or it's like a complete birth of the new that's happening in me now. Like everything that we go through is so significant for us to be who we are. It's not a problem to be fixed. It's an opportunity, like a real opportunity, not
hmm
yeah, spiritually, oh, it's an opportunity, like blah blah blah.
hmm hmm
Yes. But it's a real opportunity to be like, why is this in my life? Why what it is in me is coming up? Why is my physical body doing what it's doing? If it's not a
hmm
problem and it's a teaching for me to know thyself that much deeper, then why and what's up? And it's like a
Right,
curiosity
right.
versus I'm broken, there's something wrong with me, and I'll never quote get there.
Yeah.
And I'm healing foundational soul history in my body. That's why it's not snap of a finger.
Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free meditate, make money meditation today.
you know
Yeah. Yeah, I was in the late 90s. I formally got into spirituality and I got started with metaphysics and science of mind and all that and became a practitioner of that, which means, you're supposed to hold the high ground of consciousness for the, community and do the prayer work and everything. And it's great. It's a great practice of just really because if you take it seriously, right, like I did, I'm like, okay, like, and then you start taking that into the broader world. Okay, my consciousness matters is affecting everything.
mm.
But you can get a little too serious about it sometimes too.
Well, yeah,
Oh
there's
my
the
God, I had the
truth.
thought. Oh my God, what's that
Yeah,
creating right now?
I know. Yeah, it's like the ego takes the truth and creates a meal out of it, right? And it's like, dang it, I'm doing it
I'm
again. Like I'm,
controlling everything. Oh
yeah.
my God.
And what's interesting when you talk about that, because it happens to so many people, like there's a truth of my choices matter, it affects you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a truth. But then when I take it and be like, uh-oh, what about the choice I just made? That that reaction in us is like a childhood wounding, is what's just sharing right
Mm,
now. Like that very
yeah.
particular reaction is some hypervigilant trauma that is perceiving something in a very overly responsible way. And
hmm
so I just like that's just coming out to share with everybody. Like,
No, that's true.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom's like this, or dad's like, or whatever's going on. It's like, for me, it's yeah, certain family members. They're that way. Maybe did I pray hard enough? Did I
Hmm.
help them?
Yeah, like
I'm supposed
I
to be a
did
really good
that.
healer. Why aren't they healed? And I get all kinds of judgments. I must be a complete failure.
Yeah.
I don't think these things out loud all the time at all. Like but I know it's rattling around in there, those kind of
Hmm.
concepts, right? And it's pretty heavy how we start. Yeah, the whole becoming a manager of the universe or whatever,
Yeah.
all those ideas
Yeah.
and like. But so yeah, I mean, spiritual awakening also is realizing it's okay. Whatever's happening is okay, and I think that's one of the things that really helped liberate me because when I got into metaphysics, it was like, man, we could create conditions, we can manifest anything, and okay, we're gonna manifest this now, we're gonna do that, and it's like it's really a high at first, right? It's like, oh my God,
Hmm.
then you start realizing like, oh my God, do I really need to keep trying to manifest all this stuff?
Hmm.
Like, because there's
Yeah,
an
it's like
exhaustion factor
what
to
goes
it,
up
really.
must come
It's
down.
empowering, right, at first, and then it's like, man, I gotta keep like making stuff happen and stuff. This is kind of wild. And then you learn about allowing and all this other stuff, but then as you're allowing, you're like, but it's not happening. Then I got to take control and I got to get back in there again. And and so I've got to do better because we've always been installed with that. Do better, do better, do better.
Yeah, and like the manifestation and abundance conversations to me, I'm just like, it's not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, do this, do that, take this pill. It's just like this, it's social media. Just do this one thing. I've got the magic thing. Just do this one thing and you'll be manifesting. And it's like, no, once you've had your path of awakening begin for you, manifestation doesn't work like that. There's something else happening in us. That's where we need to go, not this other way. And then we try the other way because we don't know what else to do, right? We're scared. We try all these things, but it's not working. And it's like, well,
Let's
why is
talk
that?
about that. That's a really interesting lean in. I could pretend like I know exactly what you're talking about, and probably I do at some level, but let's say I don't. I have no clue what you're saying. Like, wait, what do you mean it doesn't work that way? I set my intention, I get clear it's happening, and it does.
Yeah.
It works. What are you talking about? It
So
works.
so there's two ways I want to say this. If we go back to the purple person manifested from being a purple person. They set the intentions, they did all the things, and
Mhm.
it worked.
Mhm.
Then the yellow person came within the purple person. Because the
Mhm.
purple person isn't, quote, real anymore, isn't alive
Mhm.
anymore, isn't the one running the life anymore, the yellow one is. So
Mhm.
how that person manifests has to come from the yellow now, not the purple.
Mhm. Mhm.
So let's say all these things. Oh, just do this. Oh, I have the magic pill. Oh, follow me. All the things. It's speaking to the purple person. It's
Mhm.
not because when you listen to that type of thing, it can create a lot of like deep self-doubt and fear and trauma. And it's like, if you're going through your path of awakening, you have to know you can't manifest from your old self anymore. It won't work. You have to dig deep. Who are you really? And what does this yellow light, let's call it, what does this light have to do? What is its life? That's what's going to manifest. Not, and so the other thing I want to say from my own experience is my awakening happened like 17, like 19 years ago, which is crazy. My original thing. Before that, I was the best manifester ever. I really learned how to do it. And I was so good at it. And then I woke up, and that awake part of me moved me out of where I was in Massachusetts and moved me to New York City. And I thought, oh, my purple self said, oh, I'm moving to New York to grow my practice and to be all big.
Mhm.
So I get to
Mhm.
New York And I go to tune in like I always did of how I always manifested. And there was nothing there but just void over and over and over. And I couldn't manifest anything anymore.
Mhm.
Like overnight, couldn't do it. And
Mhm.
it took me a while to figure it out. Like, oh, I must not be this person anymore. I'm this
Mhm.
void now. Now what? And I had to
Mhm.
start all over. And I had to realize no amount of intention and vision boards and anything my quote purple self can do, it is not going to work. She's over. Even though it's still very alive in me, that's not what's running my life anymore. It's not living anymore. It's not living my life. So once I finally realized what was going on, because I was freaked out, I moved to New York City. My rent quadrupled. I can't work. I can't do anything. And then once I finally kind of figured it out after 3 weeks or so of kicking and screaming and freaking crying snotty mess of what am I going to do? I can't work. I can't make money. What the F is happening to me? Once I finally kind of go, oh, I must have had an awakening. And my old self, she dead. Who the F am I now? What? And then I just gave everything to that void at the time. And the
Mhm.
void, I had to learn from it. I had to let go. I couldn't make money. I couldn't work. And all the void did for 8 months in New York City said, shh, be quiet, just sit here. And I kept experiencing, no matter what I tried to do to not do what the void said, didn't work out. Where I was
Mhm.
so used to manifesting everything I could have ever wanted just a second ago. So in my life, and I would see people talk about, oh, just manifest like this or like this. And I'm like, that doesn't work for me. Like the only thing that ever works is trusting this deep thing in there.
Mhm.
And life doesn't work like it used to. So I have to like let go deeper and follow this aliveness in me that's like living this life. And it's like just because I have intuition from the aliveness to do something, my mind will go, oh, it's because of this and because of this, and it's going to work out.
Mhm.
But it has nothing to do with that. My intuition tells me to do something, I do it. I don't know why.
Right.
Maybe I learned something from that. Maybe I met somebody that I wouldn't have met otherwise. Maybe it was my business thing was a success, quote unquote, right?
Right.
I've learned now, after 19 years or whatever I said, of like, oh, life doesn't work that way. It works whatever this way is in here. And the more I can let go and trust the depth of my heart and not my purple person anymore,
Mhm.
and realizing the timing of things from that truth, right,
Mhm. Right.
is a whole different ballgame, man. And the thing that I see psychically when people are on this path and they're trying, I don't want to, yeah, I'll say trying, they're trying to manifest what's in their heart
Mhm.
because this awakening, because they're living their awakening, they're, and I don't know how else to describe it, of your life is no more longer about you, and it's about the whole. And
Mhm.
so every single thing you're doing is connected to the whole. And so as what's in your heart really feels true for you and it hasn't manifested yet, and it keeps telling you, hang on, is coming, have patience, or whatever it's saying, this thing in your heart is related to a gazillion souls that you may never meet. And all their choices are affecting what this is. And then sometimes it
Mhm.
just goes away because it's no longer rightful for you anymore. Sometimes it
Mhm.
takes years. Like we can't control it. Our job is to serve it. Let's say I serve
Mhm.
my
Right.
heart, and that is more real for me and what I see in my clients than just do this one thing and you'll manifest. It's like
Right.
that's not where we're at though.
Right.
Doesn't seem
But
to
I mean,
be.
this idea that manifesting is the main priority of life, that that's a
Right.
bag of stuff in itself, right? I mean, sure,
Uh-huh.
you can manifest, you could decide not to manifest. I remember telling my daughter once, I said, because, I think my kids have seen me do, all the different stuff, being
Mhm.
connected and be able to know all their cards in their hands or what, all do all kind of magic tricks for the kids, like like real magic, so to speak, not like like I did it another way. And so they would see me do all this stuff, um, and then I went for years where like a lot of it I just wouldn't show, I wouldn't demonstrate anymore. I just no, I don't know, no, we're not doing that anymore. And
Mm,
then I remember telling her one time, I said, we got on a subject after a spiritual retreat we were at together, and I
mm,
just, and, she was like, what, 18 at the time, probably. And I was just like, because she's real good manifester. And I just
mm,
said, just as dropping a seed for her, and probably for me too, to remind her for me. But I just said, just because you can doesn't mean you always should. And I think there's a lot of wisdom in that. This idea you can, but I could manifest, that's how I came into it too, right? And it's like, well, just
mm,
because I can doesn't mean I always, it means
mm,
it's wise to utilize that ability like a million ways. One of my mentors said, like, it's like you show up to work and people are telling you what you're doing. You're just like following along like a lapdog. And that's sort of like this, like I can manifest anything thing sort of is, in my opinion. Like, it's like, hey, you can manifest. Sure. Like,
mm,
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna manifest.
mm.
Go get the ball. I got a ball. Oh my God. It's like, okay, whatever. Okay. You're making too big of a deal out of it. Yes, you can
Mm,
pick up the ball. Like we have to look, but we've been so disempowered by the ideas we've taken on that's a big deal,
mhm,
manifesting. So it's like, but then once you get past that, it's like, oh yeah, of course,
mhm,
that's still really cool, but it's like, it's not like the biggest thing, so to speak. It's more about all the stuff, more to the direction of what you're talking about, right? And helping people to, with the unpacking and the continuing unpacking and the refinement or
mhm,
whatever. I don't know what words you would use, but
mhm,
that's the work you
mhm,
do. I'm
mhm.
like, I honestly couldn't believe how fast this interview has been going, like a timeless state here, right? I'm like, wow, their time's flying by here today.
Yeah, I just looked
So
at the clock. I was like,
yeah,
okay.
you too, right? Like,
Yeah.
wow, we're in the quantum for sure.
Mhm,
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that's where your work is really amazing. And I know we both supporting people in that regard in a way. Um, Me, I'm still trying to, in some levels, trying to get them into awakened manifestation power,
mm,
because I think they're so disempowered. They need more of that. That some of the people I'm working with, for sure, need that. And then, yeah, sometimes they do. They go to another level where it suits their path to just be content. Just, yeah, just am. This is good. I like
mhm.
that. They
Yeah,
don't.
and it's the transformation going from, let's say, the purple person to the yellow person.
Mm-hmm.
In that transformation, we don't have any idea, well, how am I going to make money and how is my life going to work if I'm just yellow? And it
Right. Yeah.
does. It works somehow.
Right.
Somehow. You got to get
Right.
through the initial quote dark night of the soul, even though those come and go, right? But
Mm-hmm.
to trust your heart as deep as you can and follow it no matter what. That's where your greatest fulfillment will come from, because it's
Mm-hmm.
this, this truth. And do I have time to just share a quick story about somebody? I was
Mm-hmm.
on a summit once, and I was taking callers, and this woman said, I'm trying to find this job, and I've been working for months to find a job, and I can't find a job, and it's not working, it's not working, it's not working, and I need to get a job. And she's like, can you help? And I looked and I saw all she wants to do in her heart is just be quiet. She doesn't want to work.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, this is what I see, and I didn't say it directly because I knew she had to come to that herself. So I, was like, what's in your heart? What's really true? And so she got to this point where she's like, but I can't just rest. How am I going to make money? How? I'm like, yeah, but this is what your heart really, 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 really wants. If you truly just full face plant in there and dive in there, at some point you will emerge, right? So I didn't know what happened to her. She's like, okay, and it was like 6 months later or something. I'm on a different summit. She calls in and she says, oh, hey, I decided after that to follow the truth in my heart, which was to be quiet. And she's like, and I really did. And then now I have the best job I've ever had. I'm the most respected I've ever been. And I was like, dang, man, like the truth
Yeah.
knows. And if we're truly meant to like follow what's in us, and that's the life that we're going to live and meant to live, let's say, and moment by moment, if we try to live any other way, it won't work because it's not
Yeah.
what's in us anymore, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the transformation. All of us trust this path, right?
Right. Right. Totally. Totally. Well, I know you have a free gift for everybody
I
today.
do.
So would you like to tell them about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for time's sake, I'm just going to shorten it. So, I wanted to offer you guys, because of our discussion today of, who are we really? If I'm not the purple person, who am I? So, I did a group power healing called, quote, "You are mist and just like conditioning now." Like this
Mhm.
whole purple self, let's say, or this old self is in us, it's alive in us, it's running around in us. It's so the session that we did really helped to meet all this old conditioning and imprinting that's in the system and help clear that as deep and fast as we can and just really embody you in who are you now. So that's my free gift. And yep, that's what it is,
Mm-hmm.
to
Yeah.
assist
And
y'all
so,
in just letting go even deeper. And what I want to say too is when you listen to this MP3, these MP3s are very powerful and magical, and they will literally meet you where you are when you listen. And the energies that came through in the original session literally get transformed into what you need now. So
mm-hmm.
they're very powerful. Treat it as a live session. Bring your
Mm-hmm.
choices, bring what's in your heart, and spirit works with that. Like it's very real. So
Yeah, don't listen to it for 30 seconds and say, "Where's the next reel?"
right. Scroll, scroll, scroll.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute, this is too long already. Let me get to the next
It's
thing.
too long.
That'll be the next marketing advice out there. Guys, you got to shorten these meditations. I mean, 10 seconds is too long now.
Right. Close your eyes, open, done. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty fun. So take advantage, guys. I know that you can feel the frequency, here with her today, right? With Ambujam, you can feel it, and so that's part of it. And then it just deepens so much more while she's doing that kind of work with you, through that free gift. So definitely take advantage of that. And if you guys want to check me out, go to yoursacredpurpose.com. I got a free meditate make for the people that are worried about money. Like I got a free meditate, make money meditation. So go ahead and open up your energy and hear your guidance. And sometimes they got some pretty good ideas. So and can attune you to what you need at a minimum. And so go ahead and check that out at yoursacredpurpose.com. And then once you go ahead and opt in for the gift, then I can keep you notified of the next episodes we have coming up with more cool guests and help serve you as a visionary healer that wants to step into your greatest calling, to keep stepping into that and to deepen your awakening and all that stuff. I do touch on those things as well. I just like to see people out there, bearing the light like Ambujam here and impacting more people's lives and continuing to lead the way with the healing and the awakening for everybody, right? So again, at yoursacredpurpose.com. And Ambujam, I'm going to go ahead and give you the last word today. Any last words of wisdom?
Yep. One tide lifts all boats.
Mm-hmm. Very nice. Very nice. I love that.
Be you, you guys. Be you. That
Yeah,
is the tide. Mm-hmm.
that's it. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been
Thank
amazing.
you.
I've never seen the time go so fast in an interview in my over
Mm.
400 episodes here on this platform. So that was amazing. So,
Thank
Ambujam, thank you
you.
so much.
Bye, you guys.
And thanks for everyone tuning in. Like I always say, keep on tuning in. We'll keep on rocking here at Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Till next time. You're listening to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Wednesday and Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.